Capricorn, hi guys, and welcome to the Mother Tressa channel. If you're already familiar with this space, then you already know what to expect, so welcome back. So glad to be interacting with your energy again. But if you're new, welcome in. Definitely feel safe enough to be yourself wherever you are energetically, be it positive, negative, or neutral. It really does not matter, so long as you leave better than you came, okay? Like this video, subscribe, but also turn on the post notifications so you're made aware as soon as I upload. And if you feel like somebody else also needs to hear this message, then definitely share it as well on your platforms. I definitely appreciate all of the support. What you guys have as the overlying energy is the Four of Swords. Okay, so you're in a timeout. Quiet contemplation. Ooh, in regards to love, look at that. You have the Judgment card that came out, followed by the Two of Cups. So who is this that you feel stricken in love by? You have the Six of Pentacles with the Three of Swords. Okay, and the Four of Pentacles. Empress card at the bottom of the deck. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it too soon. Can be a Pisces though. Yeah, like I was saying, you're in a period where you are quietly contemplating, you're just meditating. Maybe you have recently prayed or asked the universe to show you signs of the person that you're meant to be with on a romantic level. Like you're hoping to get a name, or you're hoping to envision their face and what they look like, you know, certain features about them, so that you know who it is that you are actually waiting for. Because I definitely feel like some of you guys are saving yourselves. I'm hearing saving myself for marriage here, because there was a point in time, not getting virgin energy here, so there was a point in time where you took that risk, right, and you fell for somebody and you allowed them to take something from you. Or I don't want to say like take. I think this came up in your reading, Capricorn, and I don't know if I ever got to upload it, but in one of the readings I did for you guys, I did bring up the fact that some of you guys might be awkward when it comes to having conversations about sex and sexuality because of potential experiences that you had in your upbringing that may not have been favorable. I'm not getting that per se, but if you were a virgin, right, and you were trying to wait for that special somebody, I feel like it could have been your high school sweetheart with this 3 energy, right? Because it talks to lower level education. That's Gemini's house. But you thought you had met the one, right? And so you trusted them enough to give them something that nobody else had access to, and it didn't work out. So I feel like that was the case with you guys. And so now you're saving yourself for marriage to wait for that next person. And it doesn't have to be something as extreme as that. I just feel like if you were in another relationship, or you've tried dating around, you just feel like you haven't matched with someone that truly understands you, right? And really gets where you're coming from a heart space. And so you've decided to separate and just wait it out. And so that is where the prayers then can come in. Some of you guys, which it's not unlikely, but some of you guys are in a period of looking back to the past and potential people that you've been with and wanting to offer reconciliation with somebody, you know, that you have history with. But I feel like the only reason you're doing that is because maybe you've been lonely for a while now, and so you're starting to go maybe a little stir crazy is what I'm hearing, or getting restless. But what you need to understand is that it didn't work for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, they're your ex for a reason. It's time for you to kind of move on to bigger and better things, which is something that came up in the Leo reading that I did maybe 2 weeks ago now. So definitely go check out that reading, because you might have a placement there and those messages might resonate a little differently. I don't feel like you fully trust this person, so it's kind of like, what's the point? You can tell a lot by somebody's body language. You know what I mean? Like, if people are always, when you're having conversations with them, they're always keeping their hands like really close to themselves, or keeping their hands in their pockets, or balled up in fists, stuff like that, then you already know that that person's coming from a defensive narrow-minded space. And so a lot of what it is that you say, or vice versa, it's not going to reach that person. It's really going to go in one ear and or out the other. It's different when somebody's like really engaged, right? And this is kind of what you can do. I don't want to say to do it to manipulate somebody, but when you're at a dinner table, the next time that you're at a dinner table, this is how you can kind of practice this too, if you want to know more about body language and how to gauge what somebody's intentions are before you indulge in like getting to know them any further. Start talking about something, right? And start with like a normal tone of voice. Anybody that would be in my apartment right now would be able to hear what it is that I am saying. But then as you are getting further into your story, drop the volume of your voice a little bit. And you can tell those that were actually active listening to you by them coming closer. You know what I mean? Like we can't help it, right? It's just a response that the body does automatically. So if somebody is like very intrigued by you or what it is that you're saying, you will find that they'll try to come closer to finish hearing what you're saying. Or they may say, hey, like I noticed that your voice dropped a little bit. Can you speak up so I can hear what it is that you said? Or can you go back to that point that you made? Because I think I like what it was that you said, and I kind of want to piggyback off of that or share my thoughts. You know what I mean? So there's different ways for you to do that in social settings, but also to be able to apply that when you are connecting with someone on a more intimate level as well. And figuring out how to gauge interest here. But I'm not seeing that with the body language here. So it tells me that you don't really trust this person. You don't feel safe around this person. Again, I feel like whoever it is that you would be trying to reconnect with from the past, they're just somebody that you're used to. You feel like you have them figured out. And for those of you that have issues with control, right? Power dynamics, power plays here can come through. It's at the bottom of the deck. Then you enjoy that and you feel more at ease in the mind because you can more easily predict with the Four of Swords this person's behavior, right? Because you understand their patterns. So there's a method to the madness here, and I'm hip, Capricorn, basically, and this person may also be as well. Or again, this can be vice versa energy. It's just you know what to expect and you know not to have high hopes in that relationship. But again, there are just certain elements about it that you miss and or you can find enjoyment in. And so you stick with that. But that stems from a place of insecurity as well with that body language again. And not feeling like you deserve better. Or feeling like at this point you have earned better. Or that on a professional level that you are proficient enough to ask for more. Insecurity can come in the workplace if this is not about, like, again, your personal relationships. But you have 2 4s here, so I'm inclined to believe that it's more so about a romantic connection or a familial one, right? Or this can just be something personally that you're going through. You don't really care about connecting with anybody. Like, yeah, you miss it and you like the idea of it right now, but there are other things that you're trying to set straight within your home, or you're just more concerned with trying to stabilize your mind and your body and your spirit. You know, the Holy Trinity here with this 4 of Swords. You're trying to incorporate all elements, earth, fire, air, and water, into your persona and your being. And again, stabilize yourself in that so that nothing can really make you falter, you know, so that you can have unwavering faith. Can I speak? So that you can have unwavering faith when it comes to things, and so that you can learn how to be a little bit more detached from your heart space when you're trying to attract things into your life, and not being so upset, right? With that 4 energy, speaking to Cancerians, when things may not pan out exactly as you may envision them to be. But just coming from a place where you're not clinging on to possessions, because at the end of the day, you don't really have ownership over anything other than yourself. So that can be what you Capricorns are going through right now. Overall, this is still a really good reading. I definitely feel like with this Empress energy that there's somebody that's going to be coming into your life pretty soon here that wants to give you a hand, or that is going to give you like a hand out, but I don't feel like it's going to be something that they would hold over your head once you are able to be a little bit more stable, or once you are able to make it, whatever this can be about here with this Empress energy and this Death card. But you're going to have to sacrifice control for it, or that thought in your mind of you not knowing if they really have your best interest at heart, or not trusting them to be able to get the job done at the level that you know that you could do it. So there are some trust issues here that you have to work through. And again, it doesn't have to stem from a past romantic relationship. It can just be from other disappointments that you've experienced growing up. But again, if this is going back to relationships, at the end of the day, Capricorn, really my 2 cents are just to be careful who you choose to give your heart to next. Don't just settle for something that you know is really going to be nothing more than mediocre at the end of the day for you. Because with the 6 of Pentacles, it definitely feels like breadcrumb type of energy, like begging and pleading for somebody to consider you in their life, or to make time for you, or just for them to give you other things that you feel like you need in a partnership, like support, if nothing else. How do I want to say that? It's like at the end of the day, they're just going to give you the runaround, you know, like, okay, giving you this laundry list of things for you to do, but at the end of it, there is no guarantee that they'll be with you. Like they'll sit there and say that, right? And then you do those things, or you allow for those things, and then you're just like, okay, so we're together now, right? And they're just like, well, honestly, I've been thinking about it, and you know, now I don't know, and just giving you again the run of the mill. So just drop that type of person and that type of energy so that you can get really what it is that you deserve. Somebody that can be as equally obsessed with you as you are with them, and take care of each other. You know, it's teamwork that makes the dream work here with this 4 of Pentacles. That's what you have to realize and come to know. It's communication, you know, and being an effective communicator. It's knowing how to just compromise at the end of the day with this Death energy and the Empress energy, and how you guys can uplift each other and empower each other, and how you can endure and fight through the challenges together, and more so look at the problem at hand and not at each other and attacking each other and your character to bring each other down. You know what I mean? And somebody that wants to evolve with you here. So go more towards that. But at the end of the day, I can only tell you but so much. You have to be tired of going through the same situations and scenarios or circumstances, whatever, on a professional level, and be fed up enough to walk away before this really would resonate with you. If you know you're still hesitating because you feel like you just have a bond and you have a connection and you just love them so much, then continue going through that. You know, I can't judge. You know, and don't allow for the opinions of other people to infect you and infect your spirit here, and make you feel bad for wanting to go back. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to live with regret. You know, you don't want to wish at the end of your life that you would have given it one more try just to see if anything would have been different. So allow for yourself to go through that experience until you can again see the pattern and know what can happen and or what may never be, and accept that, and then you'll be ready to move on. Okay, but that's what I have for you, Capricorn. So if this reading resonated, give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't, and book with me should you need to. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and soul until you see me again.